The most profitable remote jobs are typically also the most boring ones. And the great thing about that is that most people don't even know that these jobs actually exist, which is why these companies are constantly hiring for these positions. So in this video, I want to break down what these free, boring, but high-paying remote jobs actually are, and how you as a complete beginner can get started in these jobs without any previous experience. You don't even need a college degree to actually get into these jobs, where you can make anywhere from 5 upwards of 10K a month, working from anywhere, having freedom and all that stuff. And the third one of these jobs is actually the same job that changed my life completely. It took me from being a broke kid having minus $40 to my name, being insecure, to now having a life of complete freedom. I can travel the world. I make multiple 6 figures per year at 22 years old. And I have financial freedom, all thanks to one of these jobs I'm going to share with you in this video. So I'm going to give you the blueprint, exactly what these jobs are, how they work, how you can get started, everything that you need to know. So by the end of this video, we'll know exactly how to actually find these businesses, how to land the job, and how to perform and actually make money in these positions. So you can actually get the life of freedom that you want for yourself. So let's get into it straight away. Just to show you some proof here that I've actually done this for myself. Here you can see me landing a 25 to 30K per month position in this industry. Just to see that you can actually do the same thing for yourself that I've done. So let's get into it. The first job here is called being a DM appointment setter. So basically what this is by far the most simple and the easy way that anyone can get into their first remote and high paying position. So what this means is you basically work for either basically some type of online business. So it can be a marketing agency, it could be a consulting business, it could be like a coach, an online coach, like a health coach, weight loss coach, someone that has a course on how to make money online, a consultant that helps a business grow, some type of online business that sells some type of high ticket, so $2,000 or more online product. So this is not going to be selling like a physical product or like an e-commerce store or like some in-person shop, whatever it is. This is going to be online businesses that you basically go and work for. And what you do is you just send messages on the behalf of the business. It's the most simple way to get started because you don't actually need any previous experience. You don't even need to show your face or even talk to people over the phone at all. The only thing that you do is you find a business in the online industry to work for that sells some type of high ticket online service or information product or online e-learning product. And you basically just have access to their Instagram DMs, you have access to their Facebook Messenger or their WhatsApp or their phone number. And then on the behalf of the business, you're going to be talking with warm customers, people that already showed interest and already want to buy whatever the business is selling. And your job is basically to have conversations back and forth over text message to book these potential customers on a sales call with the business's sales team. For someone else to take the call, for someone else to actually close the client and take payment from the client. That's it. So you work from your phone. You can sit literally like anywhere in the world. You decide exactly when you want to work, how much you want to work. You just imagine yourself like you're sending DMs on the behalf of a business. It's very chill job, very relaxed. And the only thing that you need to actually get started with this is like understanding the skill set. Understanding number one, like what you should be saying in the messages, understanding like the scripting of what to say, and number two, working with the right type of business. So at the end of this video, I'm going to show you exactly how to actually get into this job and all that stuff. But just understand that this is by far the simplest way for anyone to get started and make 7K per month. The only drawbacks and like the downsides with this role is that the amount of growth potential for you to grow to like 5, 10K a month, be able to scale to bigger numbers, and also the skill that you're learning is fairly limited. So if your goal is just to make 3 to 7K a month, work from your phone, this is great. If your goal is to make 10, 20K a month down the road and you want to learn a skill of really like learning how to sell, persuasion, and really learn a more valuable skill set, this is not going to be the ideal role. If that's what you're looking for, the ideal role is going to be to become a phone appointment setter. So what this means, being a phone appointment setter, is basically the same thing. You work for the same type of businesses. You work for an online coach, like a consulting agency, a marketing agency, some type of online business that sells an online service or product. But instead of sending DMs for them, instead of just like texting people for them, you're actually going to be having phone calls. So you're still not going to be showing your face. You're not going to be taking Zoom calls. You're going to be taking phone calls for business, talking with warm prospects. It's not cold calling. A lot of people get this wrong, where they think that being an appointment setter means that you're cold calling. If you do things the right way in this industry, I'm going to show you how to get into. you're not going to be cold calling. You're going to be talking to warm prospects, people that already want to buy, they already know what the business is selling, what the product is. Basically, what you're going to be doing is just going to be calling people over the phone, having 5 to 20-minute conversations, qualifying people, seeing if you can truly help someone out, if they're truly a good fit for whatever product that you're selling in the business, and then booking them for the sales team. That's it. So in this role, fairly similar income potential, a bit more, 4 to 8K. On the low end, you're making around 4K. I've seen people make as much as 10 to 15K in an appointment setter role, but on average, 4 to 8K is pretty realistic. This is also where I started my own journey in this industry. This is where I got into this whole like remote working space and landed my first role by being an appointment setter. In my opinion, hands down, the best place to start for a beginner is to become an appointment setter for a good business, because you don't need any previous experience. You can start this without any experience as long as you're just hungry and you find business in the right way. I'm going to show you how to do it in a second. You can do this fairly simply. You just need to be willing to work hard and just lock in to make it happen. So that's the second role. And the great thing about this is once you start doing appointment setting, you learn the skill that's going to allow you to then get into a higher level position. The third one I'm going to show you here, where you can make way more money and have way higher income potential doing it. So this is being an appointment setter, great role. You're talking to people over the phone, having conversations, and really what you do is very relaxed. It's not like you like hard pressure sales type of cold calling or like car dealership. You know how you're used to hearing this like phone salespeople. You know, this is very chill. You just talk to people, figuring out kind of like what they need help with, what their goals are, book them in. That's it. And you have that. You can do this from anywhere you want in the world. Set your own hours, a lot of freedom, and you control your own income because it's a completely commission-based job as well. Third job, and in my opinion, the best one for long-term success, and what I've been doing now for the last 3 years, is being a high-ticket closer. So this is like the ultimate job when it comes to these 3 jobs that I showed you right now, because as a high-ticket closer, you're the guy that's actually taking the sales calls. You know, so how I told you before that the DM setter books a call, the phone setter books the call. Well, this is the guy who actually takes that call. You know, this is the guy who's going to take the sales call, talk to the prospect, close the actual deal. So as a high-ticket closer, you talk to only warm, qualified prospects. I've already talked to 1 or 2 other people beforehand, so they're qualified. They already know the product, already want to buy most likely. Your job is basically to speak with people over a Zoom call, understand their problem, their goals, overcome their objections, and basically help them make a good decision. Answer the questions and take the payment. Very chill, relaxed. Again, there's no high pressure sales tactics at all if you do this in the right way. You're just having real conversations, chatting with people, and you do need a track record. And that's what I said before, that you need to start off being an appointment setter if you want to really succeed big time as a closer, because the best businesses to get into, if you want to make a lot of money, eventually get to like 10, 20K per month, which is possible as a closer, the best way to get there is by working inside of a good business. And if you want to get into a good business, you need to start off in an entry-level role. Because I see some people, they try to get into a closer role and become a high-ticket closer from scratch with no previous experience. And they find some like kind of half-ass, like kind of shitty role where they get into being a closer. And then they make less money because you're working inside of a bad business. So the path I recommend for you to take is start off as an appointment setter, humble yourself, start off as a beginner in there, and then work your way up inside of a good business, eventually become a closer, and then you make a lot of money. That's exactly what I did. Start off as an appointment setter, became a closer, and I scaled that to multiple 6 figures per year. So in this role, like I said, you can make 5 on the low end, up towards 20, even 40, 50K per month if you get really, really good in this role and you work with a good business. So this is like the most high level role where you can make a lot of money, but it also takes like really like hard work as well. You need to get actually really, really good at it. And also you have a bit less freedom than the other roles. As a DM setter, as a phone setter, you can literally decide whenever you want to work throughout the entire day, and you can be anywhere doing it. With this role, you have to actually be in front of your computer doing it. You have to have like a professional background. You can't just be like laying on the beach or whatever. And you also need to be on calls during specific hours of the day, you know? So you need to be on like 4 to 6 calls usually every single day that you're on back to back usually. And so you're more kind of like limited in like how you can move around. You can't really just like take a call and go to the beach. You know, you have to like kind of have a schedule of like what your day is going to look like, and you have to be on calls most of the day. You still have a lot of flexibility because you can decide your schedule, but just know that you will be on calls for like 4 to 6 hours straight every single day. So keep that in mind. Great role. This is the best one in my opinion. It has so much potential, not only like just doing the role and making money, but also the skill that you're learning, because you're learning the most fundamental skill in business when you're being a closer and working for online business. That you can literally just pour into whatever you want to do down the road. Let's say you want to start your own business. Let's say you want to become a sales manager. Everything just opens up with the connections, the capital, and the experience you get in a role like this. Amazing role, great place to be in. So here's an example of me like actually earning a paycheck as a high ticket closer. You can see I made about a bit more than 12K in a month. This month I work around 4 to 6 hours per day, and I actually had one entire week off this month as well, and still pull in over like 6 figures per year if you add this up. So great example right here, just to show you what's actually possible of being a closer without working crazy hours either. So how do we actually land these jobs? That's a big question now, is like, how do we get into DM setting, phone setting, high ticket closing? How do you get started? How do you land the role? How do you perform in the role? And how do you make money that I showed you right now? So first off, DM setting, it's fairly simple. This is the simplest job to get into. Basically what you need to do is, number one, let's just learn a skill set, understand what you should be saying in your messages, why people buy, how to handle objections in the DMs. This can take literally 1 to 3 days to learn. I've seen people learn this in literally like 24 hours. So you can do this very, very quickly. It's about understanding and like finding some type of framework to follow, some mentor or like some book or whatever it is that can show you like what to actually say in the conversations. And it's not very hard to learn, because you basically just send messages. You can literally copy and paste your messages that you're sending, and use AI to do a lot of the work for you as well. So it's very simple. Like I said before, it's pretty boring as well, pretty repetitive work, but you can obviously make good money and have a lot of freedom doing it. So it's a great place to start. That's the first thing, is learn the skill, and then finding the right business. Super important, knowing what businesses to look for, how to get hired by the right ones. Because as a DM setter, the difference between you making 2K or making 5K a month can just be in what company you're working for. So it's super important being in the right job as well doing it. I'll show you how to do that in a second. Second one, phone setting. Pretty similar. Learn the skill set, understand sales psychology, why people buy, understand like the kind of the basics of sales and tonality and things like that. But then you also need to practice it, because in this role you're actually going to be like having real convos, actually talking to people. So you need to get confident on the phone, sound well, sound confident, sound certain, all that stuff. So how do we do this? It's basically just reading sales books. Ideally, you want to find a mentor. It's the best thing to do. What I've seen is like having someone who can work with you one-on-one and show you like, this is what you specifically need to work on based on your specific skill set and your way of selling, because everyone sells differently. So the best way is usually to have someone that can actually show you exactly what you need to work on and what you need to improve on. So that's first thing here, is like learn the skill set, practice it, ideally get feedback, and do role play. So learn from books, content online, or find a mentor, and then just practice that. Meet up with friends, family members, other people in communities, and practice as much as possible until you get really good at it. And then same thing, finding good businesses. I'm going to show you how to do that in just a second. That's how you get into phone setting. You don't need any previous experience. You don't need to be an expert to get into it. And then high ticket closing. This is where you actually need experience. So here, you need to learn the skill of actually closing people. It's a bit more high level, and there's a lot of carryover once you've learned phone setting. That's going to carry over into you getting good at closing as well. But that's why you need to start off with this role right here to get into closing. So basically, it's get experience, become a really good appointment setter. If you're good at appointment setting, it's going to be natural for you to transition into being a closer. So that's what you want to do, is like just learn the skills of closing, understand the scripts, more in-depth objection handling and things like that. And then also getting experience as an appointment setter. That's going to get you into a good closing role. If you're working as an appointment setter in a good business, you're performing, you're showing up, you will naturally land a closing role. So let's go through how to actually find good businesses. I know that's what you're wondering right now. How do we find a good business? Let me show you. So what you want to do is you want to go on YouTube, you want to go on Instagram. Those are the best platforms that I've seen to find these type of businesses to work for. And you want to find a business that actually meets this specific criteria. So when you find a company that has, if you're on Instagram, I would say between 1,000 to 500,000 followers, roughly. It can be a bit more, it can be a bit less. If you go on YouTube, I would say between 1,000 to around 100,000 followers or subscribers is good. You want to find someone in a niche that you're interested in. So here you can brainstorm for yourself a bit. It can really be any business that sells something online that costs more than $2,000 ideally. So it could be health coaches, literally like carnivore coaches, dating coaches, and like people teaching like online course on how to make money online, marketing agencies. There's all kinds of different niches, you know. So just give some examples. I've seen, yeah, like I said, dating coaches. I've seen marriage coaches. I've seen marketing agencies that helps car dealerships get more customers. Basically, like the pattern I want you to kind of start thinking in is just think for yourself, what industries are you interested in? When you sit down, like after work, whatever, or after school, or whatever you're doing, what things do you search for on YouTube, on Instagram? You know, what are the niches? What are the industries that you're like naturally interested in or that you're drawn to? Maybe you lost weight using a specific diet. Maybe you've learned. Maybe you run in the past. You ran a specific type of business. Maybe you were like a contractor, or maybe you had your own agency, or whatever you did. Find businesses that sell to that specific avatar. That's going to be the ideal niche for you to go to. So write down, let's say, some examples here. Okay, I'm interested in the carnivore diet. I'm interested in copywriting, a specific business model, and I'm interested in like a marketing agency for real estate agents. You know, write those down. Those are the three different niches, and then you just go on Instagram, you go on YouTube, search for those niches, and then you will find people that serve those niches. People that are coaches, people that are consultants, or people are running agencies that have videos of like, okay, how to get more customers as a real estate agent, how to get more leads as a real estate agent, how to quit your 9 to 5 and make money online, how to lose weight with the carnivore diet. You know, you want to find those type of people on Instagram and on YouTube. And then how do we figure out that those people actually have an offer that you could go and sell? They actually have a high ticket offer. That's by basically seeing if they have a link to a free training. You know, so you want to see if they have a free training, if they have a free webinar or like a free resource, some type of link in their description on Instagram or their YouTube description, or I'm sorry, link in bio on Instagram or YouTube description. You want to find that, and you want to look for people that have their pricing not visible. You know, because if the pricing is visible, if you can see how much they charge on their website, it's probably not high ticket. They probably don't have sales calls. You know, because the whole purpose of having a sales team and having these roles that you can get into is for you guys to like present the price to people over calls and close them. You know, that's why you have setters and closers. So if they have the price visible, they probably don't have a sales team, or they probably don't have like a high ticket offer, if that's the case. So look for people that don't show their pricing on their website or on their page, link to some type of free training, some type of free resource, this amount of followers, and find these people within niches that you're actually interested in. That's super important. You want to find niches that you actually resonate with. You want to make way more money working for a business that sells to an avatar, like to some type of person or some type of niche that you're actually interested in, instead of just working for like the biggest and the best business. So find people that you're actually like resonating with, that you actually like believe in what they're selling, and reach out. Or for this step here is like collect those businesses. Write down a list of as many companies that you can find. Open up new tabs on your web browser of like Instagram pages, YouTube pages, all that stuff. That's step number one, to find these actual businesses. Step two is start doing this specific type of outreach to these businesses. You know, so at this point you should have a list of a lot of companies that you've collected. You can keep gathering more companies as you go. But you start off gathering a list of maybe like 20 to 30 companies that you are interested in potentially working with. What you're going to do then is you're going to find their Instagram, you're going to find their email, you're going to find their YouTube, their Facebook, LinkedIn, like as many different ways of contacting them as humanly possible. And then you're going to start off on Instagram. It's the best place to start by sending them short message here. You don't want to send them like a crazy video and like a long copy and paste message. That's what everyone does, and then you're just going to like end up in their spam and not get an answer. Send them a short, quick, something like this. Don't copy this. Please don't just like copy this straight off. Like be real and say something that fits how you speak. How I would say this is like naturally how I speak. Yo, saw your last YouTube video and I found X, Y, and Z. Let's say I found the stuff you talked about, traveling at a young age, super valuable. I resonate a lot with what you said about leaving your hometown and leveling up in life. Love the content. Keep it up. Super simple. Send it out. Very neutral, very friendly, just giving them some praise. That's what you want to send, is like to open the conversation, to get them to actually accept you in the inbox. Because on Instagram, when you send a message, people usually need to accept you into their inbox. You can only send one message before they accept you. After that, you wait until they respond. If they don't respond, you follow up. The way that you do that is by replying to their stories. That's really the only way you can actually follow up with someone in the DMs unless they accepted you, is by replying to their stories. So let's say they post a picture of their food, or they post a picture of, I don't know, like a view or whatever it is, just reply to the story. That's how you follow up, and say something that's actually like contextually. Don't just say like, yeah, hey, did you see my message? If they post a picture of a steak, comment on the steak. How do you eat your steak? Do you eat it blue rare? Something like that. You just like have fun with it and just like be a real human being. Super important. And then once you get a response, you send your personalized video. That's going to be your main like weapon, or whatever you want to call it, to actually get the role. So, or get a response and get an interview, so to speak. So what you want to do is send a personalized video. Either you just record it on your phone and send the video, or you can use Loom, which is a software on your computer where you basically record like yourself talking into the camera, like I'm doing right now, and then send in the link. Both works completely fine. And in the video, you want to keep it short and sweet. Yo, what's up, John? I'm Alex. I followed you for a bit. I love your content. I'm just going to be straight to the point, not waste any of your time. I'm an appointment setter. I'm looking for a new offer right now. Your business caught my eye because of X, Y, and Z. Let me know if you've got any openings for sales reps right now. I would love to work with you and help your business grow. Looking forward to hearing from you. Simple as that. Don't overcomplicate this. Don't talk about yourself for 30 minutes. Keep it simple, straight to the point. Most important thing is, number one, your energy, is how you speak. Smile, please smile. Be in good lighting, have a clean, basically like how I'm presenting myself right now. White background, black shirt, and I'm not like laying in my bed. I'm not like in some dark basement. Just like have the best possible setup that you can have. Don't overdo it. You don't need to put like a suit on, but biggest thing is like how you speak, your energy, how you express yourself. Seem upbeat, positive, outgoing, and smile. Smile is like the easiest hack you can do, because when you smile, your tonality naturally sounds better. You sound more friendly when you do it. So that's all you need to do right there, and then you send it out. And you need to pick a daily number of outreach and do this every single day. So the easiest kind of hack to actually land a role very, very fast, it's pretty boring, but it's what works. Is pick a daily number of outreach that you're going to do every single day and never miss on that number. For example, pick 10, 20, 30 messages that you're going to send out to unique businesses that you find. And do that every single day, never miss. The biggest mistake I see people make when it comes to landing a role in this industry is they try to, like, they say, I'm going to send out 100 messages. I'm going to send out 200 messages. And if I don't land a role, I'm going to change industry. Or this doesn't work, whoever it is, They kind of mentally make that commitment. I'm going to do this many outreaches. If it doesn't work out, I'm going to quit. That is retarded. That is stupid. That's why most people like never succeed, because the thing is with this, it could be your 101st or your 102nd outreach that's going to get you the role. So you only need to commit yourself to the inputs. If you just commit to the inputs and detach from the results, you will land a role. So please keep that in mind. Like when you start doing this, it might be discouraging in the first like 1 to 2 days. You're not getting any responses. You feel like you're just like doing work for no results. Please just stick to it. Attach yourself to the inputs. Become the person who does 20 outreaches every single day, instead of being the person that's send outreaches just to get a response, if that makes sense. Because this whole journey can go very quickly. You can literally land a role in the next 2 to 4 weeks that can change your life completely, but you only get there by sticking to the process. I've seen guys land roles in a couple of days and like literally start making 5K per month, quit their 9 to 5 over and over again. I've seen a lot of people do that just because they stuck to it. So please don't be the guy that quits like 2 or like 3 weeks into it. Just keep going and realize like this is very straightforward. It's not rocket science. If you stick to the process, you will win. And you're literally only one outreach away from changing your life completely. So if that's not motivating to you, I don't know what's going to motivate you, because you can literally be any single point of time. Like right now, you can be one step away from landing a role that can change your life. If you just reach out to the right company at this very time that is hiring right now for a role, and you send a good outreach with good energy, that could be the message that changed your life. That can be the message that changes your life completely right there. So like, don't underestimate the value of doing outreach and sticking to this, truly. All right, so now once you get a response from your outreach and you actually get on an interview with a business, biggest thing when you get on an interview is just be a genuine and hungry person. this, I can give you all these hacks of like what to say and your personality and all that stuff, but like honestly, if you just hop on an interview and you're just being a real human being and you just seem driven, you seem genuine, you seem like a cool person, and you demonstrate hunger, you demonstrate that you're competitive, that you're resourceful, and that you have coachability, you will land roles. Maybe you don't land the first every interview, that's fine, but you will land roles if you consistently show up and do these things. Because these businesses, they hire beginners all the time. They hire people that have no college degree, they have no experience. Like they hired me when I was 18 years old with no experience, a little kid sitting in my parents' house. I got into a 4 to 8K per month appointment setting role with no experience because I did this stuff right there. So this works, not only for me, but also for like multiple other guys. This stuff works, you know? So you just need to show up and again, clean background, good energy, smile, and just really like how you speak, share stories. Let's say for me, for example, I left my hometown and like moved halfway across the world and started traveling when I was a small kid, when I was like 18 years old, and also when I was 19. I traveled, I left my parents' house with just like a small amount of money in the bank and things like that. I share these stories on my interviews because people could connect with that. You know, the business owner that I was speaking with, they could resonate with like my tolerance for taking risks, you know, and my tolerance to just go for it and go all in and like be hungry and things like that. So show that whatever you've done, if you've gotten in great shape, if you lost a lot of weight, if you've hit like a bench PR, whatever it is, you know, whatever you've done, whatever achievements that you've done in your life, share those. If you quit your 9 to 5 to be able to commit to making money online and getting into a remote job, share that. People want to hear that, you know. Share your stories, share how you felt before, how scary it was, why you did it. That's gonna get you roles 100% because most people, they haven't done that yet, you know. So if you have those things that you've like transformations and things that you've done, share that. It's super powerful. It's gonna get you roles 100%, and then demonstrate these things in stories. Demonstrate that you're hungry by sharing a story of you showing that you have hunger, competitiveness, resourcefulness, coachability. You can demonstrate all these different things by sharing stories of you proving that you have this trait in the past. And then the last thing is once you landed a role, like if you follow the stuff that I shared with you so far in this video, you are going to get to a point where you're going to land a role 100% if you stick to it. So please stick to it. Once you're in a role, then the fun stuff begins, where it's time for you to actually perform in the role. And this is where we can decide how much money you're going to make in the role. Because in being in sales, being in these roles, you can decide exactly how much you actually earn in this, which means that you can really scale from 0 to 5K to 10K to 20K, 30K per month very, very quickly. If you just have the right type of guidance, you have someone that can hold your hand and show you how to improve, and like just dialing your skill set, being inside of a good business, and then it's locking in. So how do we do that? How do we scale our income in a business? Is number one, don't be cute. What that means is don't think that you're smarter than you actually are. Once you land your first role, humble yourself. Don't try to like outsmart the game. Don't come up with these new scripts or these new ideas and like change how the business is doing things and all this other thing. Don't start your own like coaching business the next day or your own consulting business. Don't try to like do all these other things. Just stick to this one position that you're in. Stick to this job. Focus on getting as good as possible in the job and copy the best performer until you're the best. This is the simplest framework that you can go from being like beginner in a business to getting good really, really quickly. It's just copy what the best guy or the best girl in the business is doing right now until you get to their level. And then you can start innovating. When you're the best, then you start innovating. When you're making the most money in the business, then you can start doing the stuff that you think is better, you know? But until then, humble yourself, is copy the best performer, constantly be seeking out feedback. You need to be that guy that's always looking for feedback. You know, reach out to the business owner, ask them for feedback on a call that you had or a message that you sent or an objection that you couldn't overcome or whatever it is. You know, always be asking other team members, the business owner, for feedback. If you do this, you will ramp up and get good extremely quickly. And then lock in for 3 to 6 months. Your life can change very, very quickly. I went from 0 to $10,000 per month from the time when I was 19 to 20 years old. It took me 3 months. 3 months from going from 0 to 10K a month in this industry as a 20-year-old because I just locked in. I didn't see women for about 3 to 6 months. I didn't really see friends. Didn't eat any shitty food. I didn't go out, party. I basically just like sat in front of my computer, worked 8 hours per day, reviewed my own calls, had a mentor who gave me feedback all the time, find better businesses to work for, and it allowed me to literally change my life completely in 3 to 6 months. So really, as like going with the expectations that you're gonna go lock in and really just like work hard. It's gonna be boring. It's gonna be mundane. It's gonna be hard. It's gonna be challenging, but it's not gonna be there for the rest of your life. If you're talking about a period of like half or like a quarter of a year to half a year that you have to lock in, that has the potential to completely change the rest of your life. That's gonna allow you to learn a skill and set yourself up to never go broke ever again once you learn how to sell properly. So make that sacrifice. Really sit down with yourself and like agree with yourself that you're gonna sacrifice those things that would otherwise hold you back. Whatever it is, maybe it's weed, maybe it's women, maybe it's partying, whatever it is. Sacrifice that for a short amount of time for your long-term benefit and lock the fuck in. That's how you change your life forever quickly. So that's the framework. That's what I did. And now you have two different options to actually make this happen for yourself. You can either just like number one, use what I just told you in this video, go out, take action on this. Read sales books, watch content online from people, learn a skill set, try to find your first role using what I gave you in this video, figuring it out on your own. That's something that 100% works. I've seen guys land roles in literally like 1 to 2 weeks just using these frameworks. That's the first thing you can do. Or if you want to take the fast path, you want to skip this entire process of having to like figure stuff out, having to go through the pain trial area, you want to have someone who can just like give you feedback one-on-one, speed up this process, and you want to learn from me directly, then the way you can do that is by getting into my one-on-one coaching, which is basically my inner circle, my one-on-one mentorship, where I help you one-on-one. I train you up, I review your calls one-on-one, I give you all the training you need in terms of understanding the industry, understanding sales, how to sell, how to become an appointment setter, how to become a closer eventually. And I also give you access to high-level businesses where I basically place you on offers. So I want to be really clear, like this is my one-on-one mentorship where I help people get trained up and I help you get an offer. That is only though for people that are actually motivated, people that are actually willing to work hard. If you're someone looking for handouts, you're looking for like a get rich quick, or just like getting into a role without putting in any effort, then it's not for you. Then just like take the stuff I gave you right now, go out, and I wish you good luck. But if you want to speed up the path, you're willing to work hard, you're motivated, you're willing to commit and actually really like do everything you can to succeed in this industry and make this 5-10K a month, land a role, get in a business ASAP, and really change your life very quickly. If that's you, click the link down below, apply, book a call. We'll chat, we'll see if you're a good fit. It's not going to be a high pressure sales call. I'm very selective with who I work with. So it's going to be about having a conversation, see if it makes sense for us to work together, see if I can help you with what I do inside of my one-on-one mentorship. If it makes sense, I'll walk you through how everything works, walk you through a customized game plan, how we can help you specifically based on your starting point, based on your goals, something like that. If it doesn't make sense, I'll be transparent as well and let you know. So if that sounds interesting, if you want help, one-on-one coaching to speed up this process and get access to businesses, I'll show you some examples here. This is what it looks like inside of my one-on-one coaching, where I basically just give you access to good roles as I have them come up inside of my network. And you get all of the training as well to land these roles and perform in them as well. If you're interested in getting that, click the link down below, apply, we'll chat. If not, no worries either way. I'm going to keep providing value here as always in the videos. So keep watching them. Make sure you subscribe. Don't miss out on the future videos. If you have any questions at all, DM me on Instagram. I reply to all DMs over there, or leave a comment down below if you have anything you want me to cover specifically in the next video. Thanks for watching. Take action on this stuff. I hope that you will land a good remote sales role and get a lot of freedom, learn the most important skill in life, and make a lot of money doing it. So thanks for watching, and I'll see you guys very, very soon in the next video. Over and out.